And utility companies were heavily criticized for their slow responses to power outages in last year's series of storms. 22 News State House reporter Christine Lee is live to tell us how expectations from state officials were much higher this time around.
Massachusetts officials made it clear that power outages lasting more than a week like last year are unacceptable. So utility companies raised their standard of preparedness for Hurricane Sandy, and the results show progress. According to National Grid, more than 75% of Massachusetts customers affected by Hurricane Sandy had their power restored about 36 hours after blackout. That's twice as fast as the response time to power outages in last year's October snowstorm and Tropical Storm Irene. Other utility companies have similar results.
Generally speaking, the utilities had more people on the ground at the outset of the storm, which is a positive, but at the end of the day, it's when everyone is restored. So there's still more work to be done.
At the height of the storm, about 400,000 homes across the state were without power Monday night. As of 1:00 p.m. Wednesday, state officials said about 80,000 homes were still without power.
We got to 80% restoration 2 days faster than we did in either Irene or the snowstorm. So the performance has been better than in past storms, and we are continuing with aggressive oversight into keeping the pressure on as these last 80,000 connections are made.
Attorney General Martha Coakley is currently seeking millions of dollars in penalties against WMECO, National Grid, and NSTAR because of their poor response to last year's storms. While it's too early to say whether utilities could be issued fines because of any slow response to Hurricane Sandy, Coakley says she hopes they've learned their lesson.
Our point is always going to be they have a job to do. They didn't do it last time. If they did it this time, that's great. If they didn't do it this time, and they still should be subject to fines, we'll do what we always do, which is protect the consumers here and ask that they be fined if that's appropriate.
Now, as Shannon mentioned earlier, WMECO should have all power restored in the next 24 hours, and National Grid should have all power online by midnight on Friday. Live in Boston, Christine Lee, 22 News.